Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is October 25, 2024. Here is another weekly wrap for our daily analysis. All right, let's just start with charts because we had kind of like a very choppy week, if you want to call it. We are getting into pre-election week next week. And I would say next week is gonna be one of the most volatile week, and even week after that in November, it would be a very volatile weeks. For the next 2 weeks, you should buckle up and you should just be careful about the market. Lots of movements are coming. First of all, big techies are gonna announce their earning. You saw what happened to Tesla, and you saw what happened to Lam Research and the other names. And also, I would like to say you're gonna see lots of big earnings are coming for Apple, for Amazon, for Meta, and also for Google as well next week. Next week is gonna be pre-election season, and that's gonna be very choppy, volatile week if you want to just consider that one. And also, I would say um, NFP is coming on Friday next week as well. So all in all, just concluding with today news. Today, Israel retaliate back to Iran. I don't think that's going to be a big impact just because they kind of like attacking very small, very minor. They don't want to. It seems like both parties they don't like to escalate this war anymore. So they were kind of like attacking to some military bases in Iran, not oil and energy, not nuclear one. So they kind of like attacking very, I should say, carefully, just because they don't want to escalate this war. And I think everything is now is pretty clear and calm. I'm hoping that everything is finished now, and we don't see any another attack from Iran or any another attack from Israel. So I hope everything is settled down right now. So we saw that the action in crude price, especially before election. I'm sure that U.S. they don't want this escalation is getting crazy just because it's going to impact US voters as well. So all in all, I have to say next week is going to be very choppy week. Here is a S&P 500 weekly chart. And as you see here, we just got a bearish candle on a weekly basis. So right now, we were kind of like in a scenario that we can see a small pullback, at least to this SMA 20 or middle of this white range bar. This is going to be a 55 to 5400 maximum level for a next week after, I mean, like election, if election resolves very calm and peacefully. So if you see the result is coming and both parties accepting the result, whoever wins the election, I'm not talking about any individual party. I'm saying the result is, if the result is clear, then we should see the rally is going to go up regardless of who is winning the election. If you just go back to the previous election, for example, this is a previous election, and we got in 2020, this is a COVID crash, and this is an election night. So in an election night, we got the bottom, and after election, market just went off to the roof like a rally, exhaustive rally, all the way up to 2022. Here is the election in actually this is election in let me just go back here. So this is exactly election in November 2016. You see that Trump elected, and then market just went to the rally after that. We just got a bottom, nominal bottom, and then going all the way up. So regardless who is winning the election, uh, I believe market will have a good buying opportunity potentially for before election. And if election result very nicely, I hope it is the case. I'm not sure geopolitical events are kind of like giving us that probably election is going to be very interesting. So we don't know exactly if it's going to happen nicely or not, but if it happens, if it gives us a bottom somewhere around here, let's say 54, 55, or even just the testing this SMA 43 on a weekly basis, which is coming to 53, then we can see a nice rally after that to potential new all-time high, 6,000 to 6,400, I believe. That's going to be the area that I'm looking at to the March of next year. And until March to June, I would say June, July, we should see a market top. And after that, we are heading into a bear market, which is coming into my forecast for 2025, 2026 at the end of this year. But we have far away from that. Moving on to the daily chart, we just got a kind of like a shadow doji bar. Here is the shooting star at the top. So market just hit a lower high, getting back to the downside. Seems like market is just giving us an early signal for a correction. So if this correction comes down to this consolidation area, which is going to be a 5,700, but I believe market can go all the way down to 54 to 55, which is above the September low, but right at the trend line, so we can get a kind of like a nice bottoming formation here for the next rally into November, December year-end rally. So we will see how it goes. We are in a period of a corrective move, and I'm just looking at this correction is coming. Moving on to Nasdaq weekly chart. Let me just show you. Here is the weekly chart for Nasdaq. We just got a doji bar here on a weekly basis. So Nasdaq performed better compared to S&P this week. But if market goes down, I would say Nasdaq can drag down as well to middle of this white range bar again to 19,000 area. That could be kind of like the potential scenario for Nasdaq. And also it's coming along with this SMA 43 on a weekly basis, which is my important gauge for a bull market. As long as we are above this SMA 43, we are in a bullish momentum and bull market. So we can get a bounce and then sharp bounce, or even a slow, doesn't matter. We can get here and then getting back to the upside. I would say September low could be very, very important for all indexes as well. Moving on to the daily chart, we just got a higher high compared to S&P. As I said, Nasdaq did better. This is kind of like a consolidation. However, we can get to a lower low next week. Some stocks actually are doing very well. I will get to individual names, telling you exactly which one I'm looking for. But some stocks are doing well. Some stocks are kind of like a mixed and choppy consolidation. So still Nasdaq can outperform S&P and US 30, which is Dow, better. Dow Jones weekly reversal to the downside. This is one of the strongest weekly candle if you see from the Dow. We had this before, but didn't follow through with a bearish momentum to the downside, which got back test to SMA 20, getting back to rally. So whenever we had this price is mimicking SMA 20 on a weekly basis, we had a nice higher high, higher low. But right now we are kind of like a diverging. So I believe that next week we can go all the way down another red bar to 40,800. So this is kind of like the scenario that I see for a weekly chart. Still, we are in uptrend. There's nothing chart, but we can get another potential bearish momentum to the downside for the next week for Dow. At least the one that I see actually based on the weekly chart. For a daily chart, however, we are kind of like getting close to a bounce. So if you see market is just coming down on a Monday, let me show you here. So Monday, if market goes down, and Tuesday, Wednesday, we got a bounce, then we can see probably that's the bottom. So still looking for kind of like a good, a decent, kind of like a sell-off to 40,000 area. So if we get to 40,000, 41,000, that is the level that I'm looking at. So we can see the same scale of this sell-off coming down here, somewhere around here to 40 to 41,000. Then we can see a market is nicely getting back to its bullish momentum. However, as I said, a daily chart tells me that we may see a bounce, potentially Tuesday to Wednesday. All right, moving on to, let me go to gold, which kind of like is showing a positive momentum after yesterday's surge as well. Gold is getting back to the upside. However, Um, Gold miners actually didn't follow. So that's the weakness for gold. Still a bullish consolidation. There's nothing wrong with chart, but I would say gold still needs to have a gold miner's backbone, but they don't have it today. They just went to the sell-off. And as I show you before, monthly and weekly chart for gold is pretty parabolic. So if this parabolic move stays here, then I would just staying on the side because the weekly and monthly chart is telling me something else. So I'm looking for some kind of like a downtick because we are seeing obvious divergence in both indicators, MACD and RSI, and also stochastic showing a bear reversal. This doesn't mean that we are going to just shift over to the downside tomorrow. This means everyone needs to be cautious, at least like me. If you want to just be a stay on the side, that's going to be a prudent action, especially when you see silver is getting back to the downside. So silver is not kind of like a following gold. Silver is going down. So whenever silver doesn't participate in gold rally, I'm kind of like a suspicious as well. Silver is getting us a lower low, lower high. Middle of this wide range bar, still we have time to go. And also price-wise, we can get to $32 per ounce. SMA 20 is seated there kind of like along with this pivotal points here, these two pivotal points, SMA 20 and also middle this wide range bar 32.50. That's the price that I'm looking at for silver. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to crude. Crude is nicely getting back up. This is a white, kind of like a consolidation, I would say. And for crude, if everything goes well, I would say as long as we are above this pivotal point, we can get back to the upside. This is a weekly chart. This is a bigger time frame, but we see that the structure is shifting to the upside. If we get above 74 to 78, I would say even if we get above this previous trend line, that's going to be a weekly breakout, and crude can get back to $100, 97 to $100 at least. In my book, this is very, very potential scenario. But we will see. We will see on Monday, especially for geopolitical tension from Iran. Everyone is digesting the news. If Iran shows some teeth to Israel again, market is going to be very volatile and getting back to the upside. Right now, crude is forming kind of like a bounce back up after broken this trend line. Again, crude needs to get above, as I said, 76 to 77. If it goes above this pivotal point, we can see crude $100 down the road. Moving on to individual names. So starting with Bitcoin, as I'm kind of like along with Bitcoin right now. I don't know if I'm right or kind of like this is a bull trap, but this is a good consolidation, specifically at this important pivotal point. Bitcoin now is getting back to the downside, but we are kind of like a see how it goes. If Bitcoin gets back to the upside, I would say 92K, which is in my book, 92K is coming down the road. Ethereum is the same, kind of like a getting back to the downside, testing this trend line, getting back to the upside. This is a false breakout or just a higher high. This is a higher low. We will see. But I believe that lots of trend lines are coming here for Ethereum as well. So if we get above these are very, very important, kind of like a consolidation period. So if Ethereum goes above 2,800, I would say that's going to be a massive energy, sparking Ethereum another 1,000 to the upside. Bond yield just getting back to the upside. Geopolitical tensions are getting uh, kind of like impacting the bond yield. Bond yield is getting back to the upside. 4.10 to 4.20, that's the area that I'm looking at for a bond yield top. On the other side, Treasury was under pressure today after gapped up going back down. However, I'm still looking for bond yield top, Treasury bottom. So we will see how it goes. VIX 6% to the upside. Seems like VIX is getting back to its bullish momentum. I believe that this is a very nice bullish scenario here for VIX. So seems like next week is going to be a corrective move and potential buying opportunity prior election. Dixie just getting back to the upside. Parabolic move is still keeps going higher. 104. This is a marvelous move for Dixie. This is totally out of my kind kind of like analysis. But we are getting to some important levels here. 104.84 is coming down the road. Magma indicator, still bullish consolidation, however, rejected from the top, but seems like this is still okay. Apple just going up and then rejecting back down, still forming a consolidation. Apple downgraded today. But on the other side, they're just announcing they're going to go back to China to have some more manufacturing there, which was not in Trump's case. Amazon just that gapped up, but rejection shooting a star at the top. So Amazon $1.45 up today. Meta just that gapped up, but again, this is kind of like the scenario. Everyone is waiting for Meta earning next week if we get there. So we're going to see if this bullish consolidation forms to the upside or not. Microsoft, this is another gapped up, but shadow at the top. Microsoft earning next week. If it goes below this neckline, it's going to go all the way down here, somewhere around here. So we will see. I believe below 400 is coming if earning is bad. On the other side, I'm not sure if I'm mistaken, but I think Google will have a good reaction after earning. I'm not sure if Google have a fantastic earning or not, but look at this chart. Tells me Google is poising for another rally, potentially to 172 to 177. So if this is the case, we should just bet on good earning on Google. So we will see how it goes, but this chart looks very bullish to me. Netflix, still consolidation, but seems like toppy here. Tesla, another 3% to the upside. This one doesn't stop. Going higher, Tesla absolutely just annihilated the burst, and it's just going higher to the upside after a fantastic earning. Semiconductor index, SMH, at $2.90 up. No, the best session sucks. The same pattern here. $2.28 up. The reason was here, Taiwan Semiconductor just is spiking back up again. AMD $2.27 up. I think this is just a bounce. Nvidia will have another Max 7 scenario, but earning is going to be in November time, so we will have lots of time. Nvidia is at 141, pretty close to the all-time high. Texas Instrument, after breakout, coming back down. Is this a fake breakout or just a stop hunting on both sides? But I believe that if Texas consolidate here, we can get another scenario to 20. Lamb Research, $1.11 up. Lamb is selling by sellers. This wide range bar, lots of sellers here. So seems like semiconductors, they don't have good momentum. XLF, which is a banking sector, they just sold off sharply today. Going down, KBE, the same pattern here. These ones are going down. So if this one goes below this trend line here, let's see, 52, that is a breakout or breakthrough to the downside. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to KRE, $1.06 down here, KRE. And this one is getting down as well. JP Morgan, $2.67 down. Bullish consolidation, but seems about to fail. Goldman Sachs, the same pattern here, $11 down. All banks are sold off sharply, so JP Morgan will follow that one. Bank of America as well. Look at the candle here. It's just another sell-off candle. Wide range bar on Wells Fargo, pretty close to new all-time high. Getting back to the downside. All banks are in a bad situation right now, I believe. GDX, this is the one that I'm kind of like a concerning about gold price. Even gold, if gold goes up due to geopolitical tensions, that's just geopolitical tensions, and they can fade it away easily because gold miners don't follow GDXJ. The same pattern here. AEM goes down. Newmont, after yesterday's sell-off, it just jumped back down to this level, consolidation. We may see a bounce, middle of this wide range bar, potentially 51, and then getting back another downside down. Franco-Nevada, 18 cents down. Gold Barrick, 71 cents down. So these ones are kind of like showing a downside for the gold miners. Energy stocks actually didn't do. It was kind of like a mix today. They were positive, then negative. XLE is still choppy, very frustrative move, just mimicking around or flirting around 88 to 90. XOP, 1 cent up. OIHF, $3.85 up. and Exxon 10 cents down, and Chevron still holding up nicely. So I believe Exxon can go lower, but this is a bullish pattern, even if you ask me for Chevron as well. So we will see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.